Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Joyroute-jojo. This is the fourth video in the SC-401 tutorial series. In the previous videos, we have seen about know your data, protect your data, and prevent data loss. And in this video, we discuss about govern your data. So what is this govern your data? How long do you want to keep the data in your organization? So you created the data in Microsoft 365. You applied protection to your data. You applied sharing control through prevent data loss. Now you are deciding how long you want to keep the data in your organization. There will be different answer. Some may be saying that in my company, we have a policy that we have to keep the data for 10 years. Somebody may say that we have the policy to keep the data for 15 years or maybe 5 years. So that comes the fourth stage of the data. We will govern your data for how long you want to keep the data, and we configure this in data governance. So here we talk about data retention, archiving, and these kind of other related features. Govern your data is the fourth stage of the data. So let us go to the Purview portal and explore this. Presently, I am in the Purview Microsoft Purview portal, purview.microsoft.com. Let me click on solutions, and here we have Data Lifecycle Management. So once I click on that, here in the Data Lifecycle Management, we could see retention labels, retention policies, and label policies. Retention labels and label policies, these two things work together. But retention policies is a different thing. We will see the difference between retention label policies and retention policies right now. So the things what we have to understand, retention label and label policies goes together, work together, but retention policy is a different thing. Now let's go to the Microsoft Learning page and let us discuss about some theory of data lifecycle management, all about retention labels, retention policies, and label policies. Then we'll come back to this portal and we'll create a retention label in this video, and the coming video we will explore more about this data lifecycle management. This is the official SC-401 exam series learning page. Here they are giving an overview of retention and data lifecycle. This is what I have already discussed. Now let us discuss about protecting data through retention. What does it mean by protecting data through retention? Now here we have heard a word, retention labels, retention policies. So how we can protect data through retention? Retention is often used for compliance. It also plays a key role in data security. It protects important information from being deleted either by accident or on purpose. Even if you are purposefully or accidentally delete it, retention will help you to protect it. Once retention rule is in place, content preserved even if the user tries to remove it. The user trying to delete the data, but still retention rule is in place, so content is preserved. And the other advantage of having retention is that it helps to prevent risk from forgotten or outdated files. Without rules to remove stale content, organizations are left with documents that are no longer in use but still contain sensitive information. Consider we have some sensitive information, but we have not applied any retention rules or any retention labels. So what happened? Such sensitive information still be available in our organization, which are outdated files. So these files might sit on our SharePoint, OneDrive accounts, and many other places in our M365. Even after the use, outdated files are still available in all these locations. If there is no business or legal reason to keep them, removing them helps reduce exposure to the future threats. So once if you remove that outdated data, which is sensitive information, it will reduce the exposure to the future threats. So that is what protecting data through retention. Now let's understanding the data lifecycle, which we have already discussed. We classify the content, protecting the sensitive data, apply the retention rules, and disposing the content when it is no longer needed. Now here they are giving us three situation or three scenarios, a real world problem when retention supports security and governs. The first scenario, a manager delete Teams messages thread about an ongoing HR investigation, about certain fraud activity or whatever. HR is conducting some investigation, and the manager try to remove all the proof that related to that investigation. The manager is trying to delete it, all the team messages thread about an ongoing HR investigation, and retention keep that content preserved until the required time period ends. So we have kept a retention for 5 years. Even if the manager delete it, it is still available. That is one scenario. And the second scenario, they have mentioned that a marketing team store outdated customer report in SharePoint. They have some outdated customer report still in SharePoint. A retention policy delete those files automatically after 3 years or whatever retention period we have given. After that, it will automatically delete it. This reduces the amount of sensitive data left unmonitored. So, I will explain again. A marketing team stores outdated customer report in the SharePoint, which is left unmonitored. So once this retention policy is applied, it deletes automatically after some certain period. If it is 3 years, after 3 years, it deletes the data. So that's the second scenario. Second example, how retention supports security and governs. Now they have explained the third scenario. A company is required to keep employees' tax forms for 7 years. A company is required to keep employees' tax forms for 7 years. Retention policies ensures that these files are held for the full required duration, even if someone attempts to clean up their mailbox. Somebody clean their mailbox, whatever they do from the user end, still that data will be available for 7 years. So these are the three examples that I have given for retention, how retention support security and data governance. Now we are just trying to understand about retention labels and retention policies. We just discussed about retention labels and retention policies. As I told you, retention labels and label policies goes together, and retention policy, it's a different thing. So what is the difference? Let's understand now. First, let us see what are the retention labels, how it is working. Retention labels are applied to individual items. This is the main difference. Retention labels are applied to individual items such as emails, documents, or Teams chat. These labels can be applied manually by user or automatically using retention label policies. So retention label we apply to individual item. But when the case of retention policies are used to apply retention settings across a broader location, instead of labeling to an individual item, a policy can apply to default retention rule to all content within a location, such as all mailboxes or all SharePoint sites. But when in the case of retention labels, it is applied to individual items. So that is the main difference between retention labels and retention policies. Retention labels and label policy goes together, and retention policies works for broader location. So in retention labels, each label defines how long the content should be retained and what happens after that time expires. For example, a label might be a retained document for 7 years and then delete it. Another label might be mark the content as a record to prevent changes or early deletion. So whatever is applied to some particular item, it acts accordingly. And retention labels provides us flexibility. They allow you to apply different retention setting based on the type or the purpose of the content. For example, a financial report might require longer retention period because it's an important document than a casual chat conversation. A casual chat conversation it's not an important document, so you can be deleted or removed much early. But when it comes to a financial report, it is an important document and it requires longer retention period. So labels can be configured to support both the needs. So one label can be applied for 7 years, the other label can be applied for 1 month even. Such flexibility we get it with retention labels. But when it comes to retention policies, these are helpful when a general rule applies across the location. There is a general rule that can be applied for entire email box. All contents need to be covered even if it is unlabeled. If you want to minimize the need for users to take action in this situation, we can apply retention policies. And retention policies, the settings across it get applied to a broader location than an individual item. Thanks for watching this video. We will meet in the other video. Till then, goodbye.